from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 6.
It was you, our viewers, who first told us about local pro-white activist Peter Teft, a man from the FM area who was on the ground in Charlottesville, Virginia over the weekend.
Teft says he was there to attend the Unite to Right rally, originally planned as a protest over plans to remove a Robert E. Lee statue.
Valley News Team's Bradford Eric sat down with Peter Teft, who tells us his voice is still hoarse from tear gas canisters and that his family has been receiving death threats because of his views.
There's a movement on the horizon.
We feel this is the beginning of a new civil rights era, and this time it's going to be a pro-white one.
Teft, a pro-white activist, says the civil rights of white people are being attacked, and white Americans need to stand up.
So you had constitutionalists, you had basic Republicans, you had National Socialists, you had white and Southern identitarians, and we're all being thrown in the same boat by the media. And that's why we all need to stand together.
I asked him, how are these views not seen as hateful and divisive at a time when it's clear our country needs to come together?
I guess I would ask how anybody sees advocating for civil rights as hate speech. As far as the term white supremacist goes, in my view, anybody that thinks white people don't need advocacy, they're the white supremacists.
Teft's own father told the public this morning that his son did not grow up learning a pro-white agenda and that he's no longer welcome around family events.
I don't really want to speak too much about my family and their harassment.
And while Teft described what happened in Charlottesville as a war zone, he places the blame on the state of Virginia and law enforcement for the death and injuries. Bradford Eric, Valley News Live.
You can hear more from Peter Teft as he sits down with Chris Berg on 630 POV on KX4.
President Donald Trump today condemned hate groups when he spoke with media. Meanwhile, North Dakota U.S. Senator Heidi Heitkamp expressed harsh criticism for the president for not immediately responding in the wake of the violence in Charlottesville. Heitkamp says it's better that the president finally did come out and denounce the groups as opposed to not doing it all, but wonders why it was so hard to do in the first place. Senator Heitkamp mentioned that prominent Republicans denounced the hate groups right away.
For some people in the extreme Southern Valley, this was a wet and wild weekend. They could use some drier weather. Let's find out if that's going to happen tonight. Hutch?
Well, things are looking fairly quiet, but indeed the last 48 hours have brought the majority of the wet weather to the Southern Valley. Rainfall estimates between 1 and 5 inches in southeast North Dakota and Lakes Country. A few showers moving through the parched area of northeast Montana. That activity will be heading our way, but not this evening. So get out and enjoy after a foggy start to the day. Things have been very quiet here in the Fargo area. Look at that. We could see some fog setting up, but again, not until after sunset. Temperatures in the 70s until sunset, then 60s. We'll have details on our next chance of rain, and we'll take a look ahead toward the eclipse 1 week away. I'll have details on what you can expect in the sky here in a minute.
All right, thank you, Hutch. And make sure you have the Valley News Live Storm Team weather app so you can keep up with the weather anytime, anywhere. You'll get the latest forecasts and conditions so that you can plan your day. Just search VNL Weather in the App Store and download it for free.
My initial thought was, oh my gosh, what did I do, you know?
A man is breathing a sigh of relief over a potentially explosive situation.
After a weekend of metal detecting, one man thought he had struck gold, not realizing the potential threat.
When Moorhead police found out what he had, the bomb squad was promptly called to dispose of what appeared to be a small missile. Valley News Team's Christine Stanwood was there and has this exclusive interview.
For Kane Nelson, it was far from a normal Monday. He had just driven back on a 4-hour trip from Baudette to Moorhead, Minnesota, after a weekend of metal detecting with his grandfather at an old military training site.
I figured that it could be worth some money.
What he had was this, a small missile casing in the back of his car.
The whole time I had it, I mean, it didn't really seem like it was that dangerous. I mean, because the back of it was filled with concrete and it was shake, like when you shook it, parts moved around in it, so I mean, I didn't really think anything that dangerous of it.
After arriving to work, Nelson wanted to make sure he followed proper protocol and decided to call police.
They told me that not to touch it and to just make sure no one's around there.
Authorities told Nelson to clear a 500-foot area, which would have meant evacuating his place of work until the bomb squad could take a look.
So I just suggested if I could move my car, and I did so.
Something that even police admit was an active start to their week.
It does happen from time to time, but I could say this is the first time I've been in this position in a long, long time.
I just feel, for one, horrible at work because my boss had to deal with it, and other than that, just glad that it's over with.
Authorities say Nelson did the right thing.
We appreciate the fact that he would give us the opportunity to come down and dispose of it for him instead of him trying to take care of it.
And Monday continued as scheduled, safe and sound. In Moorhead, Christine Stanwood, Valley News Live.
As it turned out, the missile-looking device was not explosive and said to be a training aid. And Sergeant Stephenson says while it's possible, he didn't think charges would be filed against Nelson.
A Perham man is expected to be okay after crashing into the ditch in Otter Tail County this morning. The Minnesota State Patrol says that 31-year-old Jeffrey Fritz was driving north on Highway 78 around 10:30 a.m. when his pickup suddenly lost power and went into the ditch. Fritz was taken to a Perham hospital to be treated for minor injuries. Authorities say Fritz was wearing his seatbelt at the time of the crash and alcohol was not involved.
Sanford Health facilities are moving forward even after the opening of their new Fargo location. A ribbon cutting was held today for the new urgent care clinic in the former emergency department at Sanford Medical Center Broadway. With the emergency department's move to the new hospital, Sanford wanted to offer a convenient care clinic given how popular the South University walk-in is. This new location will provide another easy access option to medical care. Now, the clinic is open from 7:30 in the morning till 7:30 at night, Monday through Friday. Sanford says it will evaluate adding weekend hours based on need over the next several months.
You don't always have to drive out to Lakes Country to have fun on the water. The Red River provides lots of opportunities to have fun within the city limits. River Keepers and Moorhead Parks offer kayak and canoe rentals by the Yumcomp Center. The rentals run until August 27th on Wednesdays, Saturdays, and Sundays, and only cost $8 an hour. Organizers say the Red is a great resource many people forget about. If you're looking for a fun activity, there is a visual scavenger hunt happening tomorrow. The event is for all ages, and it's recommended that people arrive before 6 p.m.
Quite the debut for that 10-year-old West Fargo boy, belting out rock and roll all night at a show at the Shooting Star Casino in Mahnomen Friday night. That's KISS frontman Gene Simmons he's singing with. The video was posted to YouTube by Steele Bryant's dad, Anthony. Steele eventually gets to sing on stage, taking the lead on the chorus of the rock hit, and at one point, Simmons even hands him his sunglasses. Steele's dad says he's been a diehard KISS fan for 2 years, adding that one of his dreams was to meet the band, but being on stage even took his dream a step further.
That's pretty awesome.
It is.
I hope
nice.
he got to keep those sunglasses.
Oh, yeah.
You never know. A local mother is unhappy that her school district is denying a transfer for her special needs child. Later on Valley News Live at 6, we'll tell you the school's reasoning.
And temperatures in the Southern Valley suffering just a little bit of a setback. 70s today, warmer up north where no rain has fallen of significance the last few days. We'll talk about your chances for rain in the week ahead coming up next.